Who is going to be RB1 for the Georgia Bulldogs in 2022? For the longest time, I thought that it's going to be Kenny Mcintosh. Still might be the answer, but if you're going to base it off of what we saw on Saturday at G-Day, I thought that they were catering towards Kendall Milton as being the lead back. And I think a lot of the fan base wants Kendall Milton to be the lead back, but at the end of the day, it may just be a committee like we're used to seeing. But is there going to be one guy that stands out? And is it going to be Kenny Mcintosh or Kendall Milton? I'm going to dive more into that. Something we talked about a little bit here on Dog Post, but I'm going to dive more into that. Before I get into it, make sure you're checking out DAWGSTRUCTION, our commemorative book. Links down below if you want to check that out and get that. And if you want a signed copy, be sure to message us on social platforms, everything, and we'll get that done for you. Ryan Curley here, talking about the running back situation for Georgia. I'm going to pull up the stats. I got the stats right in front of me. If we're looking at G-Day, they both had 6 carries, Kenny and Kendall, 26 for Kenny Mcintosh. So Mcintosh a little bit more successful on the ground. Both of them had a long of about 8 and 9 yards. Now, the calling card for Kenny Mcintosh is his versatility, right? So he can come out the backfield, catch passes. He has a really great one cut and go. And people view Kendall Milton as more of this power back, but we saw on Saturday that he's evolving his game a little bit more coming out of the backfield. He had a big receiving touchdown, and he got to show the combination of his versatility on that one play, shoving a defender off of him as he went into the goal line, breaking tackles. That's what we saw, the freshman Kendall Milton. We saw him breaking tackles. I think someone flamed me for this one time, but I thought he looked a little bit like freshman Nick Chubb, the way he's just bouncing off of people. That's not a crazy comparison. And Kenny Mcintosh is a little bit more like a Sony Michel or a James Cook. It's interesting the way they've duplicated that, right? Zamir White was supposed to be like the power back, and he was, and James Cook was the versatility. You had that in Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, and then you have that now in Kenny Mcintosh and Kendall Milton. I think we're going to see a pretty good split between the two guys. I think it's going to be a pretty good split. This is not... I just don't see... If you look... Yeah, Todd Gurley was the guy. Nick Chubb was your guy. Zamir White was supposed to be your guy. DeAndre Swift was. But this is the hardest separation, it feels like, heading into a season, in the middle of an offseason. It doesn't feel like you know which one's your guy, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because I think you're getting a lot of great stuff out of both of them, and you can use them for different situations. That is what has been the blessing of the recruiting of Kirby Smart and Mark Richt the last 10 years with their running backs. You've got all of it. And a guy that we're not even talking about is Dejean Edwards. I think he's got the best balance of the three of them. I think he's got good vision, and I think he's going to be a great number 3 back. A guy, he's going to play the Kenny Mcintosh role from last season. Kenny Mcintosh was that number 3. That's going to be Dejean Edwards' role this time around. And then, you've got Savon Clark in that running back room. He got a lot of time on Saturday, but when Branson Robinson arrives to campus, it's going to be a different story for Clark. Branson Robinson, I've never seen a 16... I saw him when he was 16. I've never seen a 16-year-old kid that jacked before. Branson Robinson is going to be an issue. He's going to make an impact one way or another, whether it's in garbage time, whether they throw him in there. I really believe in Branson Robinson as a potential star in the future for Georgia at that position. So we're not looking at this running back room with having a clear number 1, in my opinion. Now, the motive may be to try to make a guy lead back, and I think if they try to make someone a lead back, I think it's going to be Kendall Milton because he's more of a workhorse. But Kenny Mcintosh is your most versatile weapon. So they're both going to see the field a ton. I could totally see Kenny Mcintosh getting more snaps because he's out there on more passing downs. He may be out there on more 3rd and long situations, and Kendall Milton is going to be in your goal line sets. He's going to be in your short situations, and he's going to be the guy where if he's hot, you're feeding him over and over again. That's the type of running back Kendall Milton is. And then Dejean Edwards is going to be your change of pace guy that you're throwing there every once in a while. I really hope they mix in Branson Robinson. So I don't think we're looking at a clear number 1. I think it's going to be a good by committee. Both of these guys were were really, they mattered the last couple of years. For Kenny Mcintosh, it's go time. You're going to get a lot of touches, man, and we've seen what you can do in limited touches. It's really good. What are you going to do as one of the leaders on this team as a senior? You're one of the old guys, Kenny Mcintosh. What are you going to do? Kendall Milton, this is your 3rd year. You've been injury prone. What are you going to do? Dejean Edwards, he's going to have a bigger role. They're all taking a leadership role, and this is nothing different than the last 10 years. They churn these running backs out. Georgia's done a really great job of running backs. Del McGee has done a great job. Kenny Mcintosh and Kendall Milton, there's got to be some nickname for that, right? KM squared or something? I don't know exactly what the nickname is, but it's pretty cool. They got that going for them. Ken Square, I don't know what you could call it. But those two are your guys, and you could pick either of them. I think it's going to be a true split between them. I really do. But to me, it looks like if they're gonna give someone more carries, it's going to be Kendall Milton. That's what I think. Let us know what you think down below. Make sure you're clicking Dog Destruction, and make sure you go to dogpost.com for all your insider info. We'll see you guys at the site. Thanks for watching.